just having the introductions now. We're talking about the Mbaye Rees fight, and it's going to go on in 5 or 10 minutes' time as Gavin Rees makes his way to the ring to a big cheer from a very pro Gavin Rees crowd here. It's in his own backyard here in Cardiff in Wales, and Gavin Rees is shaven-headed and he's short and stocky, 5'3". He'll be giving away considerable height and reach advantage to the classy, the slick Frenchman Souleymane Mbaye, but he fancies his chances. He's not hung around, he's rushed into the ring. He's wearing a fetching pair of red shorts, and here comes trainer Enzo Calzaghe, who already trains 2 world champions, son Joe Calzaghe and Enzo Maccanarelli, and will he have a third on his hands tonight? Not if this man has anything to do with it.
It would be a remarkable achievement for Enzo if we should pull this off. To have 3 world champions in the country the size of Wales would be astonishing. I mean, in London, Terry Lawless had 4 or 5 world champions, so did Mickey Duff. But for Newbridge, that Newbridge gym, it would be quite astonishing.
Well, he's trained Gavin Rees since he was a young lad, Enzo Calzaghe. As Souleymane Mbaye has just walked behind us with quite a big entourage. He's a football agent in his spare time, Souleymane Mbaye. He's friends with some of the players at Bolton, and he's wearing a very sparkly silver vest.
Didn't he? Hasn't he sparred with Khan in his time?
He has. He's worked very hard with Amir Khan up in Bolton. We'll come back to that. We'll just have the introductions now.
Proudly presents a night of World Championship Boxing, live and exclusive from the Cardiff International Arena in Wales. Your officials are appointed by the World Boxing Association and the British Boxing Board of Control. And for the second of tonight's 3 big World Championships, they are, at ringside, your 3 judges, Mr. John Coyle from England, Cesar Ramos from Puerto Rico, and Mr. Paul Thomas from England. Your WBA supervisor this evening is Mr. Charles of England, and when the action begins, your referee in charge of the contest is Mr. Chris Dollo from South Africa.
Well, his name is Chris
And
Doulis.
now, to introduce the contestants, firstly, representing Wales, he weighed in at 9 stone 13 3/4 and is fighting out of the red corner, wearing the red shorts, presenting and introducing the challenger from Newbridge, Wales, Gavin "The Rock" Rees. And across the ring, weighing in at 9 stone 13.5 pounds, the world champion, fighting out of the blue corner and wearing the black shorts. He brings with him a record of 35 wins from 37 contests and is making the second defence of his world title. Ladies and gentlemen, from Paris, France, please welcome the WBA light welterweight champion of the world, Souleymane Mbaye.
Well, he gets roundly booed. Mbaye looks in terrific shape. Really ripped Souleymane Mbaye.
QC of Wales. And your timekeeper at the bell is David Walters. The referee will now give his final instructions to both boxers.
Gavin Rees perhaps looking at a little bit flashy. I still think he'd probably make lightweight. Gavin Rees, that's where he spent the last few years. He said light welterweight was better for him because he struggles a bit to make lightweight. I'm not sure about that though. Now Stanley Christodoulis, the referee, weighs the 2 boxers together.
One of the most famous referees in the world. He's refereed all over the world. Lovely man, great boxing man, and he's refereed many major fights.
And he's been around for a long time, a very experienced referee, as Colin Hart says, and it's so easy to notice here straight away how much taller Mbaye is. It's like a middleweight against a lightweight. But Rees, good fast hands there, right hand to the body, and then he doubled up a couple to the head as well, and the first aggressive punches there. And again, Rees goes to the body, and he's got to get inside this jab of Mbaye, and well, Rees, fantastic start there. He doubles up to the body and then goes to the head as well, and Mbaye, well, maybe he thought he was going to have an easy night's work here. Gavin Rees in the first 30 seconds suggests that maybe he won't. Gavin Rees certainly started this very well, and then throws in the body shots, and Mbaye looking just a little bit uncomfortable. Colin, a great start here from the Welshman.
Yeah, he obviously realises he's got absolutely nothing to lose here, so why not give it a tremendous go? He's not overawed by the occasion or his opponent. He's gone to work straight away, two-handed body attack, and Mr. Mbaye doesn't, or should I say Monsieur Mbaye, didn't look very happy with that sudden unexpected onslaught. You would think that Rees would be taking his time trying to work out Mbaye, but he went straight on the attack.
Well, this has been a fantastic start from Gavin Rees. He threw out a left hand jab, he beat Mbaye to the jab, and then he goes 2-3 more body shots as well, and Rees is well on top here, and another two more body shots. We were saying, did Enzo Kawasaki know something that we didn't? Perhaps he did. We've seen Gavin Rees in the gym. He gets excellent sparring with Bradley Price and Enzo Machinarelli and Joe Kawasaki as well, all bigger guys, and he's giving away height and reach here to Souleymane Mbaye. I wonder if he's not really a natural light welterweight either. I don't think he's saying, he does say that light welter is easier for him to make than lightweight, but he's so small. But a very, very positive fight so far for Gavin Rees, and no big night nerves at all. I don't think he'll be able to keep up this pace for the whole 12 rounds, but he's certainly been good so far, as referee just splits them up there the first time he's been into the action. And perhaps Rees just taking a breather here. More left hands as well, maybe more body shots too. He fancies that maybe this might be a weakness of Mbaye, and the Frenchman, he's thrown out a couple of jabs, but that's about it. He was quite negative against Andreas Kotelnik up in Liverpool, and retained his title with a draw.
He's buzzing around Mbaye like an angry wasp.
He is, and good body shots again, and Rees is well on top. Mbaye's taking them quite well. Back he comes now, Mbaye with a left and a right, and Gavin Rees has got a big grin on his face as he goes back to the corner. I'm not surprised, because he gave Mbaye something to think about in that round. The Frenchman looks relaxed and quite laconic in his corner, but Colin, that was Gavin Rees' round.
Yes, absolutely. Mbaye must keep asking his corner, hey, I thought you said I was in for an easy night here. He's probably never heard of Gavin Rees.
Well, an explosive start there from Gavin Rees, and he took that round on our card, and he certainly didn't look outclassed.
No, he's sitting in his corner there, and you'd think he was boxing an 8-rounder in one of the Lidos here.
We would have thought, as we said, he's not boxed for 12 rounds for 6 years, Gavin Rees. Not even scheduled to box a 12-rounder, but there was no pacing himself in that opening round. He just didn't go for broke. It wasn't reckless, but he fought at quite a pace, and Mbaye's got a little ironic grin on his face, as if he knows he's in for a tough night's work here. Interesting to see, can Gavin Rees keep up this positive start? So far so good for the little Welshman. As the crowd get behind him. And Mbaye at the start of this round perhaps a little more positive than he was in the first. Maybe he was just having a look at Gavin Rees. He probably wouldn't have seen that much of him. I don't know if there's too many takes of him around, because so many of his fights have been on the undercard of Joe Kawasaki and Enzo Machinarelli and these big cards we have down here in Wales. And this time Mbaye gets through with a left and a right, but back comes Rees again to the body, and then he doubles up on the hooks. That's Mbaye's first positive work of the round there about 10-15 seconds ago, and his supporters on the front row leapt up in encouragement, but Rees pushes him back. Again goes to the body. Such a blistering start here from Rees, but again he doubles up 4 or 5 shots there to the body, and these are scoring punches. They may not be doing too much damage to Mbaye, who's so ripped, he's in such great shape, but Rees is scoring with these as Mbaye picks him off with a left, but Rees 2 or 3 shots in there as well. And I know Joe Kawasaki's sat on the opposite side of the ring, but Mbaye he caps in with the right hand, but Rees comes back with a left uppercut in there, and Mbaye comes in with a hook, and Mr. Christodoulos warns him for use of the elbow. 2 hooks sinking left and right 2-3 more from Gavin Rees. His body shots all the way, isn't it?
Yes, it is. They're not hurting Mbaye, but they are scoring. But it was very interesting then. Christodoulou, the first time Mbaye used his forearm and shoulder, he was in there like a shot warning him. Very interesting, because if that had been the Spanish referee in the previous fight, he wouldn't have done anything about it, I'm sure.
This is a much cleaner fight than the Arthur Gogaladze fight. And this belt, this WBA light welterweight title, used to be owned by Ricky Hatton, who has a reputation as a terrific body puncher. And maybe Gavin Rees is about to inherit his mantle tonight, because he certainly attacked Mbaye non-stop from the start with body shots, although the Frenchman has had a better second round. I'm not sure if he's done enough to win it. He's been far more positive in this round than the first, though, and has got through with some good shots, good head shots, and they may be taking some of the strength away from Gavin Rees, who now winds up with a bolo punch. He's that confident, Gavin Rees. He's showboating in there. And again, he's got a bit of a smile on his face, and the crowd begin to sing "Who Are You?" And Mbaye, and Rees flicks out the left jab and then ducks under the counter from Mbaye. Good work from Rees, and he stings Mbaye with the left hand on the inside. That was a good punch there from Gavin Rees. Hands down, and he hits Mbaye now with a right. And he's pretty much in control at the moment. Gavin Rees, he certainly won the first round for us. Lenny Lee in Mbaye's corner just shrugs his shoulders. I don't know if it's in frustration at what Mbaye's doing. Colin, did Rees win that round too?
Yes, you could give it to Rees. You know, probably it was an even round, which I don't usually do. I always think you must be able to find a winner of any round. So I think I would go along with just giving it to Rees. But I think Mbaye is just biding his time. The thing about Rees, of course, he hasn't got the power of a Ricky Hatton. I'm nowhere near. But, you know, he's scoring points and he's aggressive. So, you know, his aggression may be edge that round as well for him. But I've got this sneaky feeling that Mbaye is just biding his time, and he'll wait till Rees slows down a little, and then we'll see what he does then.
Well, Gavin Rees, he was up off his stall with about 20 seconds of the minute break to go in the first round, and it's the same again in the second. He's up first.
He fancies it, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks across the ring at an Mbaye. He's only been down once in his entire career, Gavin Rees. That includes sparring in the gym as well. He was put down by Carl Allen in I think either a 6 or 4 rounder a few years ago. He said he was weight drained at the time. He says he's been sparring Bradley Price, who of course had a good win last week, and Bradley Price, a light middleweight. Oh, a good shot there from Mbaye, though. It was a right hand, and it made Gavin Rees's legs buckle. I think Rees may have been hurt by that, because he hangs on, and referee Christodoulou splits them up. And he had a bit of a grimace on his face there. And maybe Mbaye is just beginning to go through the gears. He started the first round in first gear, upped it in the second, and in this third he's coming on strong. And Mbaye's his supporters over there, just behind his corner, they look much happier now. It's a good start to the round, wasn't it, by Mbaye?
Oh yeah, I mean he's as I said, was he biding his time, and he's about to show his class.
Well, we just said he's just beginning to wind up now, Mbaye, and he's had Rees in trouble in this round. Not big trouble, or big trouble now. That was a right hand that just wobbled Gavin Rees's legs, and he's forcing Rees to hold on. And well, Rees in rounds 1 and 2, we had him ahead, but Mbaye is just beginning to go to work now. There's another right hand. Rees took it okay, but it's suddenly got a lot harder in there for Gavin Rees. This is world class, and if he thought he was going to walk to the title in those first 2 rounds, he's not having things at all his own way in this round, although 2 right hands show that Rees isn't finished yet. And again, he just looks over Mbaye's shoulder into his corner. Body shots again, but these, as Colin said, that the body shots are scoring. I'm not sure how much they're taking out of Mbaye. Good uppercut on the inside there from Rees. And back comes Mbaye. And a couple of good uppercuts there from Rees, but Mbaye just looks a harder puncher. He's the natural light welterweight. As we keep saying, I'm not sure if Rees is a natural light welterweight, and just some of those body punches, they're lacking the zip now from Rees. They're still flying in, but in the first round he was really pounding the ribs and the torso of Mbaye, and this time the body shots, they're more pitter-patter. Rees is just beginning to slow down, Colin.
Yeah, well, I think you know, Mbaye have just about worked him out. Now he's had a look at him for 2 rounds, and although those body punches might be irritating him, they're not hurting him.
No, as we keep saying, Mbaye, the much tougher puncher, and he's landed a few there, and a chopping right hand that Rees just managed to get his chin out of the way of. Rees needs to box more on the inside. I think he's nicely in Mbaye's range at the moment, as Mbaye just steps back and launches a left hand, and then Rees is still in there. I just wonder how hard these punches are, and that was a good uppercut there though from Rees, and maybe he's just weathered the storm here. He comes firing back, and that's Mbaye's turn to go on the back foot, and Rees finishes the round. Oh, with a big sigh, and he's drawing in the air there, a big gasp. I don't know if he'll be up off his stool after 40 seconds this time.
No, he's expended a lot of energy already, and Mbaye, of course, is pacing himself for a long fight. I think Mbaye is in control of himself. As I say, he probably finds Rees an irritant more than anything else.
He's been given something to think about though, isn't he, Colin? Even there when he had a big first 2 minutes of the round, but Rees was still hanging in there at the end and throwing some leather back.
I mean, you've got to give Rees credit. I mean, he's on paper, he's not in Mbaye's class, and yet he's taken the fight to him. He looks as if he fancies the job. He's got nothing to lose, as I said before. He'll give it everything, but I think Mbaye will begin to start wearing him down.
I'm delighted to say Colin's old sparring partner Ron Lewis has joined us back at ringside. Ron, it was a great start from Gavin Rees, wasn't it? But maybe not such a great third round.
Maybe I've worn Ron Lewis down.
To be honest,
here he is.
that was the
Ron
first round I saw, actually, the third, and Mbaye hitting with most punches in the book in that round, because I was backstage with Alex Arthur. So I have to take your word for the first two rounds. I have to try and watch it later on my Sky Plus.
And you'll phone up and argue with me, won't you?
Well, for those who may have missed it, and Ron Lewis, it was a good start from Rees. He went on the attack straight away. He threw lots of good body shots. Didn't really have Mbaye in much trouble, but Mbaye hardly threw a punch in the first round. Rees unloaded on him. In the second round, it was much closer. We just gave it to Rees though for the body attacks. Third round went to Souleymane and Mbaye, and Mbaye started this fourth round quite well as well. But Rees is hanging in there, and when he catches Mbaye on the inside, he's throwing more punches, Gavin Rees, but the ones with the power behind them are coming from Mbaye.
He has taken a lot on his arms, you know, Mbaye.
The size difference is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
As we were saying, it's almost like a lightweight against a middleweight in there. Mbaye enjoying considerable advantages, and you just have to look at his biceps, almost twice the size of Gavin Rees. As Rees again goes on the attack to the body, nips in and out. That was better from the Welshman, and again to the body, but there's not much zip behind those punches, and Mbaye just takes him on his elbows. It's been body shots all the way from Gavin Rees.
But he can't reach his chin, can he?
It's almost like one of the smaller heavyweights taking on Nikolai Valuev. Almost has to jump in the air, Gavin Rees. Well, in the second round, he was winding up with bolo punches and showboating Gavin Rees. So we didn't see that in the third round. He knows he's much more in a fight. But he's been competitive and he's not disgraced himself, Gavin Rees, and might not belong on the world stage, but he's looked good so far. And here he comes again. The crowd get behind him. Forces Mbaye just to hang on there, and he's still doing okay, Gavin Rees, and it's not too much coming back from Mbaye, although again the quality is probably coming from the Frenchman. As we keep saying, he looks the harder puncher. So Rees just has a little breather. Well, neither boxers in range at the moment. And Gavin Rees, he's looked good on the inside. It's when he just steps back and he's either out of range or on the inside. It's just the perfect zone there for Mbaye to pick him off. Very technically adept, the Frenchman. There was some rumours at ringside that Ricky Hatton, or as I say, Ricky Hatton might be in the frame for Mbaye. Maybe a better way of saying it is Mbaye maybe in the frame for Ricky Hatton should he come through this fight. Colin Hart shakes my head, shakes his head. He just wants to shake my head. He thinks that maybe Ricky Hatton maybe a bit too good for Mbaye, and Mbaye maybe in this round has been a little bit too good for Gavin Rees. He caught him with the right hand, but Rees in with a series of body shots, and now Rees with a right hand. But Mbaye, I think, took it on the glove. Colin, that was a close round. How did you score it?
I scored it to Mbaye. I think you're quite right. Rees looks much busier, but the quality punches are coming from Mbaye. Although he's also irritates me, Mbaye, because without Rees there wouldn't be a fight, if you know what I mean. Because Rees is coming forward and making the fight. Mbaye is quite content to stay on the back foot and counter punch. and that's what he did up in Liverpool, and it nearly come unstuck for him, and he just about scraped a draw. Now, going what you said about Vicky Hatton, Mumbai is not exciting enough for American television. That's simple as that, I think.
Ron, are you a fan of Mumbai?
I think it's a nice little fighter, yeah, really. But he could do. Again, I think sometimes boxers approach fights like this that they wait for the other guy to punch himself out, and essentially that's the easiest way to win fights. I mean, I think there were signs in that round that Rees had essentially run out of ideas.
Well, the bell
Which in
goes.
round 4 isn't that great, really.
The bell goes for the start of the 5th. I think on Colin Hart's card, it's all square after 4 rounds. Although the second, which we gave to Rees, was quite a tight round. Well, the crowd are on their feet as Rees launches another all-out attack. He's certainly Mr. Excitement, the small Welshman. And the boxers just have a little breather there as they hold on. Rees is taking the fight to Mbaye. He's not being scared to come and have a go, as he throws out a jab there. And just takes his time now, Gavin Rees. And yeah, Colin's right. If you're prepared just to stand back against Mbaye, you can have a breather. He's not a front foot fighter. He's not quite as negative as Johnny Nelson maybe. He does fight when the fight comes to him. But again, Rees has to come forward to engage Mbaye and scores with the left and right. And I suppose if Rees can get shots off and move out of range as Mbaye bundles him into the ropes, they could pick up some points. And in rounds here where Mbaye may be coasting, and it's Rees on the attack again. Fires in some body shots, and Mbaye almost confuses Rees there with the quick flurry of punches. But for me, the Welshman's just ahead in this round. He's been the busier of the two. He's probably thrown more punches. He goes for the whole fight as well. But it has been pretty even, and shots there from Gavin Rees. Mbaye's fans were on their feet in his corner, but I didn't see too much from the Frenchman. And again, it was Gavin Rees who got through with the scoring shots. His punches may not be doing too much damage, but he's just notching up the points at the moment. And he's still there, Gavin Rees, after 4 rounds. We're into the 5th, and I thought in the 3rd round that Mbaye maybe just stepping up through the gears, but he's gone into his shell again, and the crowd begin to chant easy, easy. I don't know if it has been for their man, as again Mbaye just takes some shots on his gloves. Colin, it's having maybe not won the 3rd and 4th round, it's been a good round so far for Gavin Rees.
Oh, I'm making winning this round because Mbaye's doing nothing. He's standing there posing. As I say, he irritates me as well. It's like watching. Can you imagine him and Junior Winter in the same ring?
Well, maybe Mbaye's just having a breather, and again having a little look at Rees.
Well, you should have seen enough by now. If you're a world champion and a world-class fighter, surely you don't need more than 4 or 5 rounds.
Well, Rees is for the first time he's beginning to move in and out. He goes in, throws a cluster of body shots, and then moves out of range. And it's a tactic that's working at the moment, because Mbaye is quite happy just to stay on the back foot and size up Rees from the outside, and Rees is able to step so far out of range. But Mbaye can't get to him, and Rees gets through with the right hand, but I think Mbaye maybe covered some of it with the glove. As the bell goes for the end of the 5th, Ron Lewis, how did you score that round?
Oh, I think that was Rees's round. I think Mbaye just seemed to wait for him the entire time, and Rees actually mixed up his punches quite nicely in that round. Again, you don't really see him landing any sensational punches, but he keeps busy, and obviously the plan is try and keep busy, trying to bustle the guy out of the fight.
Well, it may be not in the next round, but coming up in 3 or 4, over the next 3 or 4 rounds, it's going to be crunch time for Gavin Rees. We keep saying this. He's not been 12 rounds for 6 years. He's not trained for a 12-round fight for 6 years. And in a minute, we're going to find out how good his stamina is. This fight has been fought at quite a good pace. Certainly the first 2 rounds, Gavin Rees came out flying. He's had to ship a few punches as well.
Yeah, but he's not been put under any intense pressure. So, and that gym, one thing that Enzo Calzaghe does, he gets those boys super fit.
I think it will be a worry, though, in the corner. They'll just be wondering whether Gavin Rees' stamina will hold up. It's been fine so far. There's no indications that it won't be fine, but it will be a nervous couple of rounds in the corner. But if he can get through these next few rounds, as he launches another body attack, back comes Mbaye with a left and right to the head. If Rees is still going strong rounds 8 and 9, he's got a real chance of lifting this WBA light welterweight title. There's a long way to go. Yeah, though, is Mbaye's more positive in this round.
I think the worry is not only the fact he hasn't been in 12 rounds, but if you look at the last 12 round he actually had, it was at featherweight, and I think essentially this is almost his debut as a light welterweight. It's a very, you know, Mbaye isn't doing much, but I'm sure the punches will be a bit of a shock to him.
I think has Reese's gum shield come out, Colin?
Yes, Christodoulos picked something up and handed it to somebody outside the ring, not to Reese's corner or Mbaye's corner. So, but surely, I don't know, the WBA rule, unlike some of the other bodies, you should really stop the fight and have the gum shield put back in during a lull in the action.
I don't know if it was the gum shield actually, because
something came. He put something.
I think
something came off the corner post actually.
Really?
Maybe that was it. I can definitely see Reese's gum shield and see Mbaye's too. This round has been pretty even so far.
Maybe it was Christodoulos' gum shield.
It was his false teeth. It's probably the quietest round of the fight. This is the 6th round, and on our scorecard we have Gavin Rees 1 point up. Oh. Good right hand there from Gavin Rees, and I if he shook Mbaye up there, because Mbaye looks a little confused there. As a good right hand from Gavin Rees, a single shot, he got in and out, and well, Mbaye's fine now, and Rees scores with a few more, and he's maybe just beginning to outbox Souleymane Mbaye in this round. Definitely didn't think we'd be saying that. This would, as I keep having to stress this, there's a hell of a long way to go, and we don't know how the judges are scoring it, and it's been a hard fight to score. It's been a very close fight in every round, but Gavin Rees is in with a shout, and it would be a sensation if he won this WBA light welterweight title.
You know, I don't want to take anything away from Gavin, who's fighting the fight of his life probably, but it just shows you how ordinary Mbaye is, an ordinary world champion to say the least.
Well, again, Gavin Rees is standing in front of Mbaye, dropped his hands and almost stuck his chin out, wobbled his head from side to side, and that was neat from Rees. He's got his hands down and he made Mbaye miss. Is he just beginning to enjoy this experience, Gavin Rees? A lot of people thought he would get badly beaten up and he would just be utterly outclassed by Souleymane Mbaye. But at the moment, again, good head movement there from Gavin Rees. He boxes with his hands held low, but as Mbaye comes swinging in, he's forced to miss. Colin, how did you have that round?
Well, I gave it to Rees because, as I say, Mbaye is doing very little, and all the work is being done by Rees.